Hello everyone, and welcome back to this video series outlining the first year of ownership of a used Mercedes Benz product out of warranty, giving updates every month. This is the third of 11 total videos updating exactly what it's like to own this vehicle out of warranty, updating any repairs, normal maintenance, things like that. And if you haven't checked out the first two videos, please do so. It'll inform you and get you up to speed on exactly what I'm trying to do with this video series. As I had hoped, this video is not going to include any negative updates, anything bad. I had the transmission serviced by Eurosource Auto Works. It is a Mercedes Benz certified independent service center in St. Joseph, Missouri, and they have the star computer and the trained technicians and everything that it takes. And we'll outline the cost of all maintenance and repairs toward the end of this video series, but what they charge is just a little over half of what the dealership charges, and they're doing the exact same service with the exact same fluid, so it's tough to beat. And they're closer to me than Mercedes of Kansas City, so I did that. Other than that, everything's been great. So as a fill, because I still want to make a video, I still want to fill you guys in on things about this car, I'll go ahead and talk about a few things that I don't like about it. And it's not all doom and gloom. I promise you we'll get to the things that I like in the next video, but you always want your veggies before your dessert, right? So we're going to talk about the things that I don't like, and we're going to start with what I just talked about, that transmission service. I'm right about 85,000 miles now, and this transmission service needs to be done about every 40,000 miles, and it makes it really difficult for a do-it-yourselfer when there's no dipstick. So having no dipstick means that instead you basically take a plug out and you use a star computer to get the transmission fluid up to the proper temperature, whatever that is. I don't remember what it is. You get it to the exact temperature and then you watch it drip, and that's how you know it's full. So there's no dipstick, so it's not really plausible for a do-it-yourselfer to do without this $500 or $600 computer. So you're kind of forced to take it elsewhere, and that's a bummer. I guess I understand why they do it, because people had no idea how to check transmission fluid. People were probably checking it with the car off and things like that, and they were getting screwed up transmissions. So that's probably why they did it, but you know, that's up to the consumer, not the manufacturer, to take care of that. So I wish they'd change that. Minor issue, because it's done and taken care of now. Service is up to date. One more thing that I really don't like about this vehicle: every time you start it, it defaults to economy mode. So there are two different modes for the transmission. There is economy and sport. Economy starts you out in second gear, never uses first gear, and it uses a different reverse gear that is actually higher geared. So if you want it to drive normal, if you want it to shift normal, because the shifts become a little bit more lethargic too, then you switch it over to sport every time you start it. I don't think it should default to economy mode. I think that should be up to the driver. Wherever you selected it last, that's where it should just stay. But that's not the way it is, so it's pretty much automatic. I start it, and every time I reach down to hit sport to change it, occasionally you'll forget, and then you'll start driving and you'll realize that it's starting out in second. It doesn't feel right. It's really, really sluggish. But again, minor issue. None of these are major, but things that I feel like are probably important if you're shopping for a car like this. Another thing that I really don't like, and this is probably the top issue, and I was aware of this before I bought the car, admittedly, it's not available with remote start. And that's a German thing, and I think they're starting to come out with remote start capable vehicles now. but it was one of their anti-theft things. They just didn't want to have a remote start capability, which kind of sucks that you could get in 2011, you could get a Kia product with remote start, but you couldn't get a Mercedes Benz with remote start. Aftermarket systems, I looked into a couple of the really good ones, and I was actually talked out of it. I had my reservations anyway because I don't like interrupting the factory computer system and all that, but I was actually talked out of it by one of the installers. So it's best to just not mess with the factory electronics and just let it go and just deal with it. It sucks around here. So we're just north of Kansas City. We have really cold weather. We have really hot weather. We don't have much nice weather, so it's either 100 degrees or it's 0 degrees, it seems like. So remote start would be nice. You know, getting off of work, you can fire it up and cool it off or warm it up. But it wasn't a deal breaker, obviously, because I bought the car anyway. So that's one more thing. No remote start. $70,400 MSRP when it was new. Wasn't available as remote start though, so that's a bummer. But another thing that I really don't like is for the memory seating, and this is extremely minute, but it's just very fascinating why they chose to do this. The GM products and domestic products that I've had in the past, whenever you set the memory seating, you just push the number 1, 2, 3, whatever, and everything will adjust and go to where it's supposed to go. The way this one works, you touch the button and it just moves slightly. Well, you have to hold it, and the whole time you're holding it, everything is moving. So if it's moving a great distance, then you just sit there and hold the button the entire time. Everything's moving and readjusting. I mean, it's holding a button versus touching a button. I get it. It's really minuscule, but it's very peculiar why they did it that way. Not too sure that I understand that. So again, you can see that they're minor details. They're not deal breakers by any means, but just something I thought you might want to know if you're looking for one of these cars. But the fun stuff will start next month when we get into the things that I do like. There are obviously a lot more things I like about this car than things I don't like, so stay tuned for that, and I will see you in 1 month. Thanks for watching.